What's going on, guys? Boop here. Today we are going to be talking about ramp tunneling and the situations where you should and shouldn't use them. With the removal of any sort of movement in Chapter 2, the competitive community had to adapt in rotating in late game situations. And so the ramp tunnel was born, popularized by Chap, but implemented by every single competitive player. The ramp tunnel is effective at getting you from point A to point B in the least amount of mats possible and the safest way possible. However, many players don't think about the loadout and the situations that they're in when using the ramp tunnel. So here is why you should stop ramp tunneling and when you should. When deciding whether to ramp tunnel or full tunnel, you need to be aware of how many materials it takes to go from one side to another. First moving, second moving, third moving, and final moving take all around 600 materials in total to make it from the back of the zone to the end of the zone. Whereas with the full tunnel, those values range from 800 to about 500. So make a choice, look at the amount of materials you have, and build accordingly. With that said, let's take a look at a few situations and clips of some pro players ramp tunneling and full tunneling and looking at whether or not it is the optimal decision.
Okay, I'm coming now.
They're just randomly spraying me.
Okay, I'm going in. Watch out, we didn't get the floor under, I think.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, we're in now.
A box guy! Here,
yep.
Watch me! Wait, watch me!
Bring him back over there.
If you take a look back at this clip, you see how Savage commits to a full tunnel rather than a half tunnel because he's being pressured by another opponent. When you're half tunneling, you are put in a weird position with your character model because you're kind of looking down and very close to your wall, making it very difficult to hold your walls if you're being sprayed. Furthermore, when you're full tunneling, you're a lot more aware of your surroundings since you have that better visibility. Because of this full tunnel, they end up getting an impact frag because they own all the walls on the right side, which I think if they were half tunneling, it's a lot less likely because you have less space to actually maneuver and box people up, like iDrop does. The benefit of a full tunnel is that it gives you so many more options. With a half tunnel, you're only focused on moving from one side to another without really looking for kills or looking for impact frags. With a full tunnel, you have so much more available to you. There are three main power items that you should consider when you're ramp tunneling or full tunneling: an RPG, a heavy sniper, and a harpoon gun. Now, the situation that you're in can have a huge effect on what choices you should make. Material count, for example, loot, healing, all of this has an impact on what you want to do. And most impact frags come at the end of the zone when zone is closing, so you have this grace period where you can kill people. However, you can catch players off guard a lot of the time mid-rotation in these moving zones. Here's another example of a late game situation with 23 people left. This player boxes out with a full type instead of a cheap type because they are looking for an impact frag. They have a minigun, they have a heavy sniper, they have those tools available for them to find an impact frag. And if you rewind this clip a little bit, you just see how much more awareness you have in a full type at the end during this grace period, meaning you have so much more chances of finding an impact frag. Now, this next clip is from a BallaTW video, so I suggest you check out his YouTube videos, very informative. But it pretty much highlights the benefit of using a full tunnel compared to a cheap tunnel, as it allows you to get so many more impact frags and opens up your play a lot more. You pretty much see Dubs here go up a level and change to a full type because he's looking for that impact frag with the amount of mats he has. From an enemy perspective, he also looks a lot stronger in his base and a lot harder to kill, minimizing the chance of them being the focus or the target of an impact frag. In the end, they get this impact frag because they have so many more opportunities and they're so much more aware. To summarize, use cheap tunnels to get from A to B quicker when you don't need an impact frag. Consider full tunneling when you have power weapons in order to find those impact kills, as it allows you to open up so many more opportunities. And when you reach the end of moving zone, full type to open those opportunities and give you better vision of what's around you. Lastly, strength perception in late game is so important. Build hard mats and full tunnel to prevent you from being focused, because a cheap tunnel ends up looking weak and makes you the target of everybody else. Thank you so much for watching. If you're looking for private coaching, look at my Twitter. Other than that, please consider subscribing if I helped you, as well as following my social medias. Have a good one. Goodbye.